Hey everyone, Jason Ballas with OutdoorProductReview.com. Today I'm going to be covering the Barnett Ghost 350 crossbow. Now you might not be able to see some of the green things in here, and that's just because of the screen behind me. I like to put together the crossbow, then we'll go out to the range and shoot it, but I just wanted to cover this thing. I've done a lot of Barnett crossbow reviews, and they've definitely all impressed me. Every single crossbow from Barnett has really impressed me. This one is in a real tree all-purpose green, and it's a great looking camo pattern. And what we're going to do is we're going to cover going through putting the crossbow together, so that you guys have an understanding. You could use this video maybe later on and utilize it for helping you guys put together the crossbow. But one thing from Barnett I've always said is that they package everything perfectly, and everything's just set just absolutely amazing in the box, so you're not going to receive a crossbow that's going to be damaged. Alright, so let's cover a little bit about the crossbow. Alright, the Ghost 350 is a 175 pound crossbow, and one of the reasons why they call it the Ghost 350 is you can get 350 feet per second. Now we'll shoot it through a chronograph and with Barnett's own crossbow bolts, and we'll see where it hits. But most of the time they're dead on with their numbers. It weighs 7.61 pounds or around there. Its overall length is about 37 inches. Game Plan Gear has something that's really revolutionized the crossbow hunters with all the crossbows that are coming out in the states that are allowing to use them during archery season. People they don't want to carry a crossbow, but Game Plan Gear, and I'll put the website out right here just so you guys can see it, but they have something called the Crossover, and it's like a backpack for your crossbow, and it cradles it on your back, and has pockets and stuff where you can put numerous things, and you pretty much don't even need to take a backpack with you. But you guys check that out. I'll put a picture of it right here, and I think you guys would enjoy using that. But let's go ahead and get back to the Barnett Ghost 350, and we'll put it together for you. All right, one thing I want to cover, like I always do with Barnett, is show you guys exactly how well they package their items. All right, one of the things is let me turn this to you, is that the bow comes completely encased in its own, like protective shell, if you will, and that really decreases the chances that you're going to get a crossbow with any kind of problems. And that's just something that's really nice. And I've always mentioned that all the way back to I think it was the Predator was one of the first ones that I reviewed from them. So let's set this down right here, and I'll pull out the individual parts. And this is just like a normal rifle riser, like their other crossbows. I love the sort of thumb hole stock with the grip, the trigger. Just Barnett, they put a lot of work and effort into their crossbow, and I really like the way it looks. Rope cocking device. I don't recommend that you ever set a crossbow trying to do it with your fingers. There's numerous nerves that run along the fingers that can get damaged. Use a rope cocking device. Make sure it's the right size. I did have a company sent me a crossbow that I reviewed that the rope was actually too short, so I had to make my own rope, and nothing like the rope that they send it with. And so far with Barnett, I haven't had any issues. This year, one thing I want to cover is Barnett came out with a carbon light riser. Now it's a carbon basically shelf, your foot stirrup here. All this part is carbon. Your limbs are not carbon, but all of the riser is carbon, and it's pretty sharp. It's got that diamond carbon edged look, so that's something that's pretty cool. But they still have the rubber guard on the front here to prevent any kind of noise. The cams look a little smaller on this, but you're gaining 350 feet per second. So, like I said, I'm pretty excited. One great thing, Barnett always sends a little tool pouch that has everything that you could possibly need in it. It has all your Allen wrenches, the bolt to put the riser to the stock, and then they have some crossbow wax. Now, it's very important about every 20 shots to wax your string on your crossbow. And that's just a little tip for you guys, because you don't want one of these bad boys breaking on you. All right, and this year something new. I'm just sort of looking at it here, and they have a cable slide that goes with the Crossbow. It's called the Wildcat cable slide, and basically a piece of plastic here with notches in the top for your cables to ride in, and then it rides along the rail. That's something that's pretty nifty because a lot of times you get that wear, and your string's not really served over where your cables are, and that could definitely damage them. So we'll check that out when we install everything and put it together. All right, folks, so we're going to put this Crossbow together. One thing I want to tell you is that before you attach the riser to the stock here, the stock has like a little nipple on it here, and then, or a male end, and then the female end, or the receiver portion of the riser's right here. Now the nice thing is that it has a little cup around this that accepts a cutout male end of the stock, and it allows it to be perfectly straight, because you don't want, it's just like with a bow, you want to make sure that your timing's correct and that you're not tighter on one side or the other, and that sort of allows it to line up perfectly square. Now, one thing is you do have to put that Wildcat cable slide in before you attach the riser to the stock. So we'll do that, and all you do is you put it so it's like upside down, and it lies sort of right here on both of your cables. Like I said, there's 2 notches, and when you put it on, it's a little tricky. All right, one thing on this cable slide is there's 2 notches on it, and just like a regular cable slide, one is deeper than the other. Now, what's important here is there's cables cross basically right at the middle. So you want to put your cable that's on top of where it crosses in the deeper slot, and then the other one in the other slot. So that way it's just smooth and everything's good to go. And you could just separate the strings or the cables, if you will, by your fingers, and then slide them down into where they need to go on that as well. And then it slides right on. Right, then what you do is you take your male end of your stock and put it in with the female end of your riser. All right, turn the Crossbow over, very simple. And then I like to push it down against the riser itself, and then this way it actually sort of squares itself up. All right, now what you do is you take and you put your lock washer on your bolt assembly here, and insert it in the receiver hole that goes through the riser to the stock. Take your Allen wrench, the long end, and I always twist left just to make sure till I hear it click, and that way I know that the threads aren't going to cross. So you turn it as much as you can with the long end of the Allen wrench, and once it's snug, you take your Allen wrench, and usually only takes about a quarter turn or so, and it'll be pretty much tight. And you don't want to over tighten, like I said, because that could cause strain on the riser and other things along that nature, which will definitely turn out to be not conducive to good shooting and possibly damage your crossbow. So we just put it in there, about a quarter turn, and it's solid. Very, very solid. All right, folks, so here we have our Ghost 350. We're going to go ahead and do the shooting on it and see how it shoots, and shoot it through the chronograph. Now, one thing, I'll tell you, this rope cocking device, pretty simple. There's a little notch here in the back of the riser. You just put it through there and stick it along the rail. On the string there, put your foot through the string stirrups. Now, this string, it actually might be a little long, but you want to pretty much pull them evenly, and then we'll pull it back, and then you hear it click. Now, when it clicks, give it an extra tug, and then come down slowly, still holding weight on it. All right, so there it's cocked. Now all we have to do is you take your bolt and you put the cock feather down, or the cock vane or whatever, and you just run it along the rail here in the slot, and there's a little rubber piece here that holds the arrow in place, and you make sure it's all the way back until it's fully seated. Okay, now this is just like a rifle. You got to be really careful. It has a safety on it, so all you do is push the safety forward, and that dislodges the safety. Then you're going to aim at your target, just squeeze the trigger. Didn't really kick at all, had just a little pushback, but nothing. I'm going to shoot that Ghost 350 through the chronograph. Once again, safety off. .334 feet per second. All right, there you guys have it. Definitely a great shooting crossbow from Barnett. One thing I do want to mention is how light the Ghost 350 is. I mean, compared to other crossbows. And you know, you can walk through the woods stalking with it. You know, you're not going to have any issues carrying it around. During turkey season, I carried another one. It was a little heavier, and we were out in Kansas, and ended up finally the turkeys weren't cooperating with us very well, so we went ahead and we went to a shotgun. But you know, I could have shot just as far with the bow, but we had a tornado come through and sort of blow us out, so we didn't have any luck. But no matter what the case is, Barnett overall just awesome. The camouflage pattern is perfect. One thing, like I've mentioned before, is that you could take off this back sort of cheek patch area here, if I can get it off there, and then the other side comes out, and it has the hole to where you could put the rope cocking device that goes on it. That's just a great thing. You know, these things are meant for people. You know, they're fun to shoot, but they're also meant for people that are disabled, and a rope cocking device is definitely something that would be useful. And you know, you can get that from Barnett as well. They have it that comes with it, so it goes all right back on there. Great thing I love about Barnett's their safety feature. When you draw it back, it automatically turns on a safe. That's just great. Their new carbon riser making it nice and light. The stock set up with that thumb hole just like a rifle, like a sniper rifle or whatever the case. It's great. They got nice padded portions here on the stirrup. Only thing I would like to say is, I know their other ones, they have the limbs totally dipped in that sound vibration dampening stuff, and I think if they did that on this one as well, it would go far. You know, reduce the noise just a little bit. It's just a little noisy, but you know, arrows traveling down there really fast. And you know, if you like shooting rifles, you want to get into bow hunting, crossbow, I suggest you check out the Barnett Ghost 350. Definitely a great shooting crossbow, and I have to say that it gets approved by outdoorproductreview.com. So go to Barnett's website. You'll see the link right down here, and you guys can check out the line of crossbows that they have and find the one that'll fit you. And they also have that little youth bow as well. So for Outdoor Product Review, I'm Jason Ballas. We're going to see you guys on our next review, which will be up here shortly.